today we're talking about haunted stories. Guys, when's the first time you remember seeing the devil?
Bell Witch is a famous American ghost story.
Sean, you went here, right?
Yeah, I've been there one time, and one time was enough.
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
The Bell Witch entity hated visitors almost more than anything else.
Hey, welcome to the neighborhood.
The first story that I can remember, we moved into this house. They would absolutely not let me go in there.
They didn't want to tell you about your twin brother Mongo. Huh? I think now's the time.
There's plenty of room for him to dig.
Old Green Eyes, also known as the Green Eyes Ghost, can be found at the Chickamauga Battlefield in the Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park.
Medic! 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
Hello.
Hey, man.
What?
You up?
No.
Wake up. I need to talk to you. I think your house is haunted.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be Kind. Let's Rewind, the Nostalgia Podcast. No one asked for. Today we're talking about haunted stories. It's October, guys, and we decided to just change it up, tell some personal paranormal stories. Hopefully you enjoy these and stick around. And if you like this type of stuff, we're going to have a lot of this on our Patreon as well. As you can see, Sean back with us. Hopefully not for a 3.5 hour marathon like last time. Maybe you'll learn to shut up this time. But for real, Sean,
my wife.
Yeah, Sean, dude, what have we been friends like 25 fucking years at this point, man? So me and him got some stories together. We've
seen things.
We've seen some things. Guys, when's the first time you remember seeing the devil? I'm sorry.
When I was born?
I don't know. There's really no like segue to make this like the media that we do. It is October, and since it is October, I think it's appropriate now to go.
Oh, yes.
Get out of the street, you fucking bum.
It's Oktoberfest.
And it's October, baby, and we're rocking the Rocktoberfest from Hutton and Smith. It's finally cold enough outside to have an Oktoberfest. Shadwick got the jump on us because he's got air conditioning in his basement.
Lame.
So he was like, you know what? It's cold enough down here. It's fine. Leaf, what do you got, man?
It's been many weeks since we've recorded, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm doing the Voodoo Ranger Juice Force, the minis again, the mini rippers, dude. I'm addicted to these, man.
Dude, where do you find those?
My wife found these.
Did my wife send you?
But do you have any rubber walrus protectors?
Call the police.
Shout out the Juicy Force.
She got them. She got them at Walmart, dude. So mini rippers.
It's crazy they have the small ones because those are like 7 and some change, right, on the APV. So those everything 9. Oh,
9.5 alcohol per volume,
so,
dude.
Yeah.
Everything that Leaf drinks is on the shelf that's 4 feet or lower.
this is true. Shadwick, what do you got, man?
Oh, you know.
This is the Sam Adams.
Oktoberfest.
Noise.
I'm just saying for October, at least one of us are going to have to be rocking an Oktoberfest every episode. Sean, bring us home. What do you got, man?
I got the classic high noon, not Oktoberfest.
Oh, dude, he's got the tequila one, man.
It's the tequila seltzer.
Dude, it makes Sean...
It feels good.
At the fantasy draft, he had a couple of those, and he was dancing on the table.
Naked.
Gross.
Ooh, until he got deported by ICE.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I'm actually in Mexico right now.
Yeah.
You guys just can't tell.
He got deported by Bud Ice.
Dude,
did you see our agent? Did you see our agent Artie while you were down
Artie
there?
was down there. He did
got
see
deported
Artie,
too. Alex.
Dos más tequilas, por favor.
Artie, dos tequilas, por favor, man. So let's get over into this
I think they got that
topic.
one right, though.
Shadow just doesn't like Artie. Let's get over into the topic. And like we said, it's going to be Chattanooga haunted stories. I know this is a curveball, but damn it, this is festive. It's October. It's the holiday season. For those that don't know, we're from Chattanooga or around abouts Chattanooga. So we decided to focus on some hauntings in this area. We have some personal stories, some personal demons, and all kinds of things like that, man. So we also want to shout out our new Rewinder of the Month, Screen name Eternity. So we appreciate it, brother. Thanks for all the support. Always commenting on YouTube, listening to all our stuff,
you, dude, man.
Dude, he's killing it, man. So we really appreciate all the support, man. Dude, Leaf, you want to give one more shout out to Salvatore, man?
Dude, man, adios, grazie.
I know, dude. He tripped me out. He put grazie on the comment on YouTube the other day.
Dude.
I was like, dude, awesome guy. Thanks again,
I miss him
Salvatore.
already, dude.
I know, man. Thanks again, dude. So, all right, guys. Let's Leaf, go ahead and start off, because I think what we want to start off with is the Bell Witch, which is a pretty solid one.
This is a solid one. These are all unique to where we live. We're all, like Chris said, from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Shadow not gonna live here anymore.
Shadow, gonna move as soon as possible. I mean, if you have your own personal stories, like, I'd like to hear about them. I know we'd like to read them, like, in the comments section. So, on social media, comment on them, dude. Like, comment, and you can tell your own personal stories. But for us, this is a local favorite, and I don't know if you guys like where you've heard this before, or if you've seen many of the movies. There's been lots of movies
and folklore, and I do believe after you get done telling the story, Sean, you went here, right?
Yeah, I've been there one time, and one time was enough. But we'll get into
that. Let me get to the intro.
Where is it exactly?
Well, I'll tell you. So the story.
I want Sean to tell me.
It's in Adams. It's in Adams, Tennessee.
No, it's not. Stop! You're ruining my effing monologue.
To die, to sleep, no more.
Dude.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Don't
Chadwick asked me to tell it, not you.
Chadwick's not in charge here. Democracy.
He said he was.
My opinion is I'm in charge, and the thing is, my opinion is the only one that I care about.
That is true. We do know that as a fact.
Every time I get interrupted, I'm killing more of this fucking young Ripper, dude. Whatever it's called, dude.
Good luck, everybody else, and on an empty stomach.
The Bell Witch is a famous American ghost story for the uninitiated that don't live here. That's right.
Cheers.
In Adams, Tennessee, and Sean so illustriously interrupted, between it takes place between 1817 and 1821. The occurrence, it centers on the Bell family, particularly John Bell Sr. and his daughter Betsy. Their disturbances on their Tennessee farm began after John saw a strange creature in his cornfield. It had the body of a dog and the head of a rabbit. He immediately, of course, opened fire, as any good Tennessean would do.
Yes.
And it reportedly just vanished.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just immediately gone. Later on that night, the Bell family began being tormented by strange noises, scratches. Mm-hmm. Scratches on their homestead doors and walls. Soon, not too soon after, the entity developed a voice calling itself Kate and claiming to be the spirit of Kate Batts, a neighbor with whom John allegedly had a dispute with and who had recently passed on.
All right, so
he killed her, didn't he?
I mean,
before we go any further in this, though, I am massive into paranormal shit. Like, if there's a paranormal show, I'm watching it, no matter how ridiculous it is. But a lot of times they talk about entities or demons or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm a fucking demon.
Whatever this was.
Taking the form of something to get your attention. So often you would see them, like, that you always hear about people like, I saw a child running through my house, like in this haunted like area, but it's like they do the child to get the attention, to get the, whatever. So
exactly.
Anyway, that's just paranormal nonsense I'll chime in with.
No, it's not, because like that actually, like, and so when you get any of these stories, like everyone knows, you get a lot of like disjointed sort of like eyewitness reports. Like some of them are written down, some of them are oral tradition. It's like my cousin's friend said, like, so like you're absolutely right.
Did you say something oral with your cousins?
It's Tennessee.
It's Tennessee, yeah. Adams, Tennessee, go there. You'll see it.
Like Kanye?
I'm telling you, yeah.
So for those who don't know, Adams, Tennessee is above Nashville, Tennessee, a little further north, sort of on closer to Kentucky almost.
Mm-hmm.
but still in Tennessee.
And there's nothing in Kentucky other than sweet, sweet bourbon. Sean, you went to Adams, and there's basically nothing there, right? Like,
yeah, it's a. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's really a town. It's just more of an area.
Okay.
Why the hell did you go there, dude?
On a whim, I was bored on a weekend. And at the time I was living in Murfreesboro, and I was like, you know what? I just need to fucking go to a haunted place for no reason by myself without anyone knowing where the fuck I was.
As one does, yes. Excellent story.
So, I actually just drove up there literally on a whim because I heard it was haunted. I've always been curious into the paranormal stuff. As you drive through the town, once I got there, and I kid you not, people are out on their porch.
Excuse me, do you know how to get to town?
Yeah, it's back the way you came.
I'm driving, trying to find this place, because this is before, maps on your phone. You actually have to navigate.
You're map questing it.
Yeah. I'm reading and driving.
Were they on rocking chairs and they were skinheads from like the Dana Carvey show, whittling?
Nice breeze tonight. Yeah.
Well, they didn't have skinheads, but I kid you not, they were staring at me as I was driving by.
They're like, no, he don't belong here.
God damn it, Skeeter, shut the hell up.
No. So
y'all don't believe in jail?
Yeah. So Leaf, go ahead and finish this story. I'll just get Sean to chime in a little bit here and there, and then you can tell us full story at the end of this.
Let's do it.
Yeah, feel free to interrupt me officially. You have my permission at any point in time.
Shadwick's like, no, it's not fun.
No. I didn't say Shadwick. I said Sean.
Oh, now I get permission.
Yeah, exactly. So, before too long,
you guys have to go through me first. I got your back, Leaf.
The entity
go ahead.
Soon began to taunt the Bell family, often singing songs, doing the paranormal dances that we're all used to, tipping over chairs, and of course doing the obligatory reciting of biblical sermons. That's just something that ghosts do, man. They enjoy religion often more times than we do. It seemed, unfortunately, to have an uncanny knowledge and a supernatural insight, knowing all of the town gossip, having foreknowledge of distant events, and even going so far as to making predictions.
I gotta
prophecies.
be honest. The fucking house starts talking to me, y'all. I'm probably out.
Oh, sure.
Like, that's probably
in 2 seconds flat.
I mean, they're probably farmers. Who knows what's going on?
That's a good point. It's the 1800s. Like, where are you going to go? You just don't leave your farm, right? Like,
well, and you probably got to assume that you're crazy at that point. And you're just like, this isn't really happening. I'm just fucking nuts.
Yeah, and so you turn.
I ate a sour potato.
I better go to the doctor and get leached.
Yeah. You're like, all this work and no play make Homer something.
Oh, crazy.
Don't mind if I do.
It must be real. It's us. So we literally take our horse and buggy across the state line and we get some delicious medicine.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
And then you fucking die of dysentery halfway back.
And you also get shot by Leafs people if you leave.
Hey,
it's true.
You should
But
have been
speaking
on
of
with
which,
arrows.
I mean, Shadwick kind of hinted at it a little bit. The early part of this story sounds kind of skinwalkerish,
Yeah.
It does.
I was just thinking about
really
Mike
does.
Tyson Mysteries when he fought the Chupacabra.
I'm gonna use my fist to beat the shit out of Chupacabra, the only thing I've never beaten the shit out of yet.
Yeah. It's fight or flight for Tyson and the Chupacabra.
It's my favorite. That's my favorite episode, dude. It's so good. But, I mean, you're not wrong. And so this is the question: is like, what is this that they're dealing with, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Like, is it a spirit? Is it an entity? Like, so it eventually starts to develop its own voice and talk to them, taunt them. People can hear whispers and things of that nature. The Bell Witch entity hated visitors almost more than anything else.
Hey, fuckers! Welcome to the neighborhood!
And these paranormal occurrences actually increased when anyone came to visit the Bell family. And what people don't know is this case became famous in the 1800s, when it was kind of occurring, and people started just
word of
Sean,
mouth, bro. Yeah.
Like Sean looked at each other like, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm living in Murfreesboro. Let's just drive. to like and go hang out with the Bell family, and that's literally what happened. People started coming around, dude, and evidently the witch hated them. Like, so terrible things and eyewitness occurrences sort of increased when that happened.
Well, I mean, we all watched Christmas Vacation. I mean, you got your in-laws coming over. I'd be fucking mad too. Like, you just
Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
It's the holidays. We're all miserable.
you're trying to rub one out, and then old man Ethel or old woman Ethel from up the street is coming by to visit. And
She's
just
a nosy bitch, dude. She needs to mind her own business.
See, if I was the farmers, I'd been like, Kate, let's think about this. I can make a shit ton of money. Just like, don't kill anybody, right? I'm going to charge admission. People come stay with us.
Right.
They give me their, 2 pounds of silver or whatever the fuck, and
a couple of arrowheads. I don't know.
Hand jobs.
I mean, I would have sex with the ghost. That's what I'm saying.
I'd be
that
like,
would be my first thing.
Kate, you have demonic possession, which is excellent. But let's talk about your facial hair.
And the most prominent of which of these visitors was, I don't know, you may have heard of him, one President Andrew Jackson.
Dude, how fucked up is that? The president just went down there, and he went down there to like fucking have a conversation with the Bell Witch.
Yes.
Like out to everybody, and was like, even his cabinet, I think, was like,
yeah, they insisted that
did he take any of his non-paid workers with him?
He did, actually. I was just about to say
extended
that.
family, okay?
They took some extended family, and they stayed in a room for at least 3 days straight.
What do y'all mean by that?
They're all just like,
yep.
What do y'all
What's
mean
happening
by
in
that? And so they did insist that he take an attachment of men with him when he went to visit. And according to the story, upon entering the property, his wagon was assaulted by the entity.
Yeah.
Like, and some versions of the story say that, like, so much so that the wagon he was on like lost a wheel. The men were attacked, like verbally, like assaulted, and they basically fled. I don't know how long they stayed there, but like immediately afterwards,
assaulted verbally. Is that what he said?
Yeah, they were basically
They're
scared.
Called them
You
dummies.
call that a penis?
Yeah. And they're like, oh, come on, man.
He's like, it's big for the 1800s. Come on.
He's like, where'd you get those pants? And he's like, my fucking wife made him. Like, ooh, dude, those are bad pants.
Betsy Ross looking sewed up pants, ass.
Betsy Ross looking.
Them's lady clothes.
There, the Bell Witch is like,
Well, your mama got a leg right here, right here, right here, right here. The witch goes like this.
Guys, this is serious. Men were attacked by paranormal entities.
Verbally.
Yes, verbally, dude. The men fled, and a lot of this is unverified, but
no, it's not. It's in their notes. It's real.
It's of course, there's nobody that the Bell Witch hated more than visitors, except for Betsy Bell herself, John Bell's daughter. Evidently, the spirit routinely attacked her, slapping her, pulling her hair. And unlike Shadwick's exes, she did not enjoy this, and many visible bruises and marks were left on poor Betsy.
Dude.
What?
She was probably hot. That's why the ghost was attacking her. She's jealous.
Hold on, I'm trying to get this clear. Dude, not all of them.
just most of them.
Yeah. Dude, what if she's just a freak and Betsy Bell's like boyfriend was just like.
Yeah, I was also thinking maybe like John Bell just beat the shit out of his daughter, and he's like, "No, it was a spooky ghost."
Don't you say nothing.
Yeah,
the ghost came and beat you, didn't she?
Also, though, evidently the ghost interfered between her and her fiance, telling her lies, casting doubts and aspersions.
Cock blocking,
and just absolutely
ghost.
Spectrally,
the Bell cock blocking witch.
It ended in the end of their relationship. She actually broke up with him, and is basically unrequited love at that point in time, thanks to the ghost. So I mean, the torturing and attacking sort of like never ended. The haunting actually culminated one morning when John Bell seemingly fell ill and fell into a coma with a mysterious illness. One morning when his wife, Lucy, awoke and checked on him, she found him dead. And strangely, according to many reports, there was a vial of black liquid next to his bed. And
this was the first recorded incident of a black tar heroin overdose.
It made its way down from Kentucky.
He had written on a piece of paper the lyrics to Lithium and In Bloom.
See, I was thinking it was Jägermeister. He was just chugging Jägermeister because I've thrown up black goo.
That'll kill you.
Chug Jägermeister.
That will kill you.
The note said, clear my browser history.
That ghost was advanced.
The spirit did taunt and laugh, confessing to tricking him into drinking the poison in a delirious haze, and of course, ending his life.
Okay.
By 1821, the disturbances ceased, with the witch promising to return in 7 years, which evidently, according to John Bell Jr., his son, that actually happened. And a lot of this is recorded and documented in the original text by Martin Van Buren Ingram's 1894 book, An Authenticated History of the Famous Bell Witch, The Wonder of the 19th Century, and Unexplained Phenomenon of the Christian Era.
And so, as you have in your notes, the actual Bell Witch Cave is open now to take tours and all that thing. So insert Sean in his mid-20s when he's bored as shit and he decides, well, I just want to go get cursed.
Yeah, he's gonna go there because he can't insert himself into anything else.
Yeah, there's no insertion, so I was so bored. I was like, well, maybe the ghost will give me a chance.
It's like Sean, it's the Green Day song, when masturbation's lost its fun, you're fucking lonely. So,
I don't think it said you go fuck a ghost though.
It did.
Go fuck a ghost.
Go fuck a ghost. Why you tell me I'll go fuck a ghost, man?
You always tell me that.
All right, man, walk us through this.
Then
What
she got all clingy after that.
I just want to say so I believe Sean's talking about, like, you're going to be talking about the Bell Witch Cave. It's actually not in Martin Van Buren Ingram's book, actually, but according to a lot of the locals, this is an integral part of the story, which you won't find in books. Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, there's more in out there that aren't written down in books. So, like, I can't wait to hear this, Sean.
So walk us through this, man. So you're bored in Murfreesboro. You said to yourself, let's go do this. And then we've already got to the point where you're going through town. You obviously don't belong there.
Right.
And then go from there. Yeah.
And in all seriousness, though, I was getting, like, almost every other house had people outside and they were just staring at me, which automatically gives it, like, the town a creepy vibe. Yeah. Maybe it's changed since then. This is like 2007-ish.
It hasn't.
Somewhere it's probably not. No, they're sitting out there with shotguns waiting for me to come back.
The place that Tom forgot.
There's a fucking Whole Foods there now.
Yeah,
in the cave.
Used to be a Piggly Wiggly
and a
Dollar General.
There's 7 Dollar Generals within that town. Yeah. So I go there for the tour. I was there a little bit early, so I was the only person there. And the tour guide was like, "We usually start at the cave. Since nobody's here, do you just want to go explore it yourself?" And I was like, well, I did come up here to have sex with a ghost. No, but seriously, they just hand me a flashlight. Like, you just follow the trail down the gates. There's a gate to get into the cave behind the house. And
how close is the cave to the house, if you had to guess?
It's a little bit of a hike. I would say maybe between a quarter of a mile and half a mile. It's not too far.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And the cave's actually not that big either. I think when you read about it, it makes it seem like it's kind of like, I don't know, like Rock City or, Ruby Falls
like
or something.
A deep exploration cave, like that goes down. Yeah.
But it's not. Like, it's enough to kind of walk around in and move around like a big tour group, but that's really about it. But the surprising factor in it, it's pitch black. I have this stupid flashlight. There's a grave. A Native American grave that's actually in the cave.
Damn it, dude.
That apparently got washed out and was found within the cave. And it's still there. So I think a lot of the folklore, the myths from the town might have came from, like, the Native American cemetery being washed out, or however it came to be like that. But apparently part of the myth of the cave is if you take anything from the cave, the Bell Witch or the spirit, the entity, whatever, will haunt you until you return the item. So me being, you know, a really smart, educated person at the time, found a orange rock that was within grave of the Native American, and I took that.
Wow.
And I still have that to this day.
And that's why your life sucks.
Yeah. That's why I live out of a fucking ditch.
All right, man. So like at the movie theater and shit, like, and other places, like we've got the Battlefield on here too. So we've got some other ones we want to hit locally, but like,
sure,
there's a vibe when something's paranormal or there's like an entity. Did you feel that in the cave at all, or was it?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's one of those things where you read or you hear about stuff or you watch the movies where preemptively within your head you're psyched out a little bit, or it's a vibe of where you're at. It's a sensation.
True. Right.
I'm not sure, but within that cave, yeah, it's freaky. You don't want to be there. I didn't see or hear anything while I was in there, but
I can't believe
you feel like you don't belong in the cave, I guess is the best way to phrase that.
You don't belong because you're a fucking grave robbing thief? Is that why?
It was a rock. It wasn't a spear.
It wasn't a rock.
Headdress.
It was a rock lobster.
It was a rock lobster. Everybody knows you didn't.
That's why they wrote the song.
Yeah. Did you notice anything that happened after you took the rock? Did you have any weird dreams, anything like that? Like,
no, I didn't, but I mean, I will say that coming back from the cave, they have a recreation of the old Bell house, as it was, and they have these weird ass mannequins that are in there to represent like the family and the rooms and stuff. So there's a lot of creepy vibes, at least then. I don't know if it's still like that, but there's a lot of creepy vibes to the house, to the cave. I would recommend going if you're into paranormal stuff. They do tours, like candlelit tours and stuff like that through the cave at Halloween.
Did you notice the vibe change at all, like when you went with a group tour in the cave, or?
Well, no, I didn't go back after that. I'm just saying that's what's offered there.
Okay, that's cool. So you got to do that's cool that you got to go by yourself though. You actually got to go experience that. Speaking of being by yourself, that actually leads me over to shit stuck in my head this week.
As soon as I improve my technique, I'll outswim Brad as easily as I took care of that other boy. Casper, go long! Sorry about that, man. Are you dead?
Yeah, whatever. I was gonna off myself on Tuesday anyway.
He was just gonna off. The kid's like 5. The kid's 5.
He had a lot of trauma at his ripe old age.
Oh man. So let's move on from the Bell Witch and kind of settle more into our area. Shadwick, you had talked actually on your first episode of the Shadwick Realm, still currently under production. But we had talked about, we live currently you're in Ringgold, I'm in Rossville. We're on basically the Chickamauga battlefield.
Yeah, we're spit roasting the battlefield right now.
Yeah, so it's like it's is that an industry term? But so obviously a lot of bad shit happened in this area, and I mean, now that I'm getting older and I look at where I live, and you look at where you live, you see like, you know, places that are hilly and like people would go take cover up on the hills because you could see down, or if it was flat area, that's probably where they would have all their shit laid out, you know, the wagons and anything like that. They're setting camps up. So even off of the battlefield itself, you know that people sporadically spread out in the areas we were at. And you had a couple of stories that you told on the Shadow Realm. I know you've got a bunch of them just from growing up. So do you want to expand on any of those, dude?
Let me ask you, do you guys think that like certain people are like more susceptible to be, I don't know, to see things or hear things or
yes.
Yeah, I do.
I believe they're clairvoyant or Claire Huxtable, either one.
One of the two. I actually think that depends on your willingness to believe too, like your acceptance of things of that nature. I found like I also enjoy like this topic as well, and I think that a lot of people that are more willing to accept it tend to, and I've been on the opposite end of the camp. I'm very skeptical. Yeah. But like a lot of people, I feel like if you're more open to that, I feel like more things sort of like, you know, come into the view.
I mentioned on the Patreon, Shadow Realm, that I have a lot of stories, and I kind of asked the people there, do they want to hear it from the beginning and everything, all the way through. Basically, it started when I was about 10 years old, and every house that I've lived in, save for the one that I'm currently living in now, we've had some type of paranormal activity.
You mean the house you're living in now where you have absolute happiness?
Right. Yeah. Except
it's a contributing factor.
Except for our dog here, he'll still do that crazy thing where he he's like just like snaps to attention and tracks something in the room that I can't see.
Perry does that too sometimes, where he'll look up and then it's when one dog does it, it's not as bad. It's when like 2 or 3 of them are looking behind you and you're like, shit.
Yeah. So, what is this?
So I'll tell you guys the first story that I can remember. We moved into this house and it's really, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes from that battlefield you're talking about.
Yeah.
So when we're moving in, the house was kind of run down. I was 9. My parents, they were painting and everything, and we started meeting some of the neighbors. They were coming around, introducing themselves, and they told us that the person that lived there before had a teenage son that was a Satanist and had tortured animals and alleged that he had killed somebody or something.
Right.
So this house was a split foyer house. So you walk in the front door, steps go up, steps go down. I remember very vividly, even though my parents say this didn't happen, but those houses always have a closet that goes underneath the stairs, right? So my parents were in there and they were cleaning stuff up, and I started to walk in and they were blocking me from going in there, but I'd already kind of turned the corner and I saw that the foundation was broken up, and there was a shovel leaned up against the wall, and just an old window screen was kind of mixed in with all the rubble. I don't know what it was about, but they would absolutely not let me go in there. And I asked them about this just recently, and they just completely denied it. But and I don't know why.
They didn't want to tell you about your twin brother Mongo. Huh? I think now's the time.
He's chained up down there still.
Yeah, forehead like a drive-in movie.
I got him a leash.
A leash?
Yeah, one of those ones you can hook onto the clothesline, and he can run back and forth, and there's plenty of room for him to dig.
In the Harry Potter cupboard underneath Chadwick's.
Yeah.
Chadwick brother, me kill Chadwick, take place.
But we would, with me being an only child, we had the entire basement set up, like a game room basically. We had pool table down there. We had hot tub. We were all downstairs one night, and we heard the front door open and close, and then we heard footsteps in the living room, just kind of just moving around, And my dad's like, stay here, and he goes upstairs, and he's like, the deadbolt's on the door, the chain's on the door. He walks all through the house upstairs.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back downstairs, and he's like, I can't see that anybody's been in there. I don't see it. And about that time, we just hear these heavy footsteps run from one end of the house and back 2 or 3 times. Just stomping intentionally.
Yeah.
And
oh, Mongo.
And then he goes upstairs again, and I'm standing at the bottom of the stairs where I can see the front door, and I can see that the chain's still on the door and everything. The kitchen and the living room had an open door, you couldn't close it off or whatever.
Right.
And so he put one of those like an accordion style, on a track. Mm-hmm. And we were sitting there watching TV one night, all in the living room, and that door was, just that far from being completely closed, and then all of a sudden it just all the way open. Yeah.
Wow.
We ended up moving from that place because I was a kid, so I was at school. My dad worked in sales at the time, so he kind of made his own schedule. My mom had gone to work, and Dad was in the shower, and he heard the front door open and close, and he heard like keys rattling. He turns the shower off, and my mom had forgotten something. She came back in.
Yeah.
So she got whatever it was. They talked for a second. She left. He gets back in the shower. A few minutes later, he hears the front door open and close. He hears the keys rattling again, but she had not come back.
Shit.
And it was just so real to him, and I guess he felt threatened somehow.
Yeah.
So he was like, we got to go.
So not only, so that was, what area was that in? Ringgold? I don't want to get like too deep into locations because a lot of people aren't going to know what the fuck we're talking about. But also,
well, the main road that comes out of Chickamauga into Ringgold, it was on that road.
Okay.
So there's
exactly
one,
that's
it's in Rock Springs, but it's near the battlefield too. One of our old friends, his house was, they built a house out there, but then when you go look at the location, like they are literally like a stone's throw from like the battlefield itself, right? Like when you start,
their
like,
backyard like almost lines up into it.
Yeah, and so like they ended up having to call a fucking priest and shit in. Like he was telling me stories. Him and his sister would hear shit going down the fucking hall and stuff. They woke up one morning and all the cabinets and dishes had like just been flung out and on the floor and stuff. And it's like, and even though like if you know, like when you're in a room like that or you're in a place like that, like even when I would be in there, if I was downstairs by himself, like I think I even saw like his rocking chair downstairs one time just start like moving by itself, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I need an old priest and a young priest.
The power of Christ compels you.
Like
choir boy.
Yeah, it's fucking, it was crazy, man. But that
I'm looking for a priest and a new set of drawers.
Yeah, and Ray Finkel. Leaf, go ahead and let's go over this old Green Eyes, because this is going to tie into, I know me and Sean Shadwick, you probably did the same thing. As a kid, you decided to go to the battlefield in this area, and you just wanted to go see some shit because you're a kid, and fucking old man Smitty, the park ranger, was always hot on your trail like some Scooby-Doo shit. Like, you damn kids!
Yeah, you boys are not supposed to be here.
Yep, that's what he'd always say. You ain't supposed to be here after dark. And I was like, I'm pretty sure my goddamn tax dollars pay for this, Smitty.
Yeah. For some reason, when you describe him, I just think of LaForest from like chasing the shack with a straw hat from Mallrats.
You don't know what LaForest is? They don't know LaForest is.
They're always like, you know you're not supposed to be here. I'm like, what about all these fuckers with robes down here burning up?
They're like, there's nothing there. Nothing's there.
They
Get
have
out of
permits.
Here. Yeah, they got permits. They got Satan permits. Leaf. All right, so Green Eyes.
Green Eyes gonna miss you.
Yes. Leaf will lead us through this, but Green Eyes, just in a nutshell, is this floating green eyes that is in the battlefield, and Leaf kind of has the background on it. It has been lore for, I know some people at work that are, in their 60s, lore when they were kids, probably lore when their parents were kids. Like, it's been forever in this area.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Leaf.
There's almost no one in these parts that doesn't know about old Green Eyes, or it doesn't have a personal story
Green Eyes gonna miss you.
Bro, I've been struggling. Thank you for getting that at least out of the way.
Gotta get it out.
Oh yeah, we'll cut that one in. Old Green Eyes, also known as the Green Eyes Ghost, can be found at the Chickamauga battlefield in the Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park, a 9,000 plus acre park that commemorates the brutal battle of Chickamauga in September 1863, one of the bloodiest engagements of the American Civil War, where over 34,000 soldiers, both from the Union and Confederate sides, were killed, wounded, or went missing.
Like, think about that number, dude. Think about 34 fucking thousand people in, and we've all been in a battlefield
in a single battle.
I've never seen so many dead hookers in my life.
I know, that's what it is.
Lord knows I have.
Like, we haven't. I mean, like, what if you go to an NFL game or like a sold out NBA game? You're like 34,000 people. That's that entire fucking arena dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
or severely wounded or missing.
Yeah, in that small fucking area. It's crazy.
It's an insane amount of people. It's also where Kenny was killed in the Battle of Chattanooga.
Dear Miss McCormick, it is with a very heavy heart that I must inform you that your son Kenny was killed in battle on the morning of November 18th at Ruby Hills Funland in Chattanooga.
It was on South Park. Shout out South Park.
That's true. That South Park episode. That's awesome.
It's really funny that you said that because I'll have another story in a minute.
No, I mean, basically, and I think it's important for me to set this up. This isn't my notes, but for those of us who've been to this area, which again, you struggle to find somebody born and raised in this part of the Southeast that doesn't have a story. Like we're talking 9,000 plus acres of dense forest, creepy like alcoves, just like you could just
trails that you can run
fields.
on.
Yeah, open fields, trails. It's just wilderness.
And it's
like,
weird too that like they have some monuments and things there, but this is the only place that I've ever been to. Like usually if like, obviously anything that's haunted is going to feel more haunted at night. It's just what it is. It's how we're wired.
Everything.
But the battlefield I feel nothing during the day.
Yeah,
you can go to the battlefield, walk around, and it's nothing. And as soon as it gets dark,
it's just people playing with their kids and dogs out there. Like,
and then
we go out there all the time and we hike. Like that's our favorite place to hike.
But
we're
then
out there
as soon
all
as
the time.
it's dark and you're out there with some friends, the switch is flipped, and it's weird that it's like that. Like it's crazy.
It is. It is very strange. And according to the most common version of the legend that we're talking about here, Green Eyes is this decapitated ghost of a Confederate soldier who met a gruesome end during the battle, whether, depending on which version of the story you believe, either a cannonball or an explosion blew off his head, leaving his spirit eternally searching for his body.
Our pets' heads are falling off!
The spirit wanders the battlefield eternally, his ghostly glowing green eyes, the only visible feature in the darkness, of course, piercing the dark night. The legend says that if Green Eyes catches you, he'll drag you in the woods, taking your head and replacing it with his, and or you will suffer an interminable curse.
Right.
If he goes
like on that Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, I don't think I can ever forget it because of Chris.
Arouse, chicken arouse.
If it wasn't curse, it was arise chicken
Arise,
arise. Every 30 seconds
Everybody
for
hates
2
it worse
years.
than Sean. Everybody else laughed because we didn't live with Chris at that time. He's the only
y'all
one.
are there on the weekends. I had to hear it 24/7.
We all laughed drunkenly. You were like, you would be drinking. You have mid drink. You'd be like,
So like, during the week, I'd hear this in Chris's room. And I arise chicken,
Yeah, I was like,
chicken arise.
chicken arise.
Damn it.
So there is some accounts you have here in your notes too that this
my favorite
this was,
part about the story.
Yeah, that was actually it was a creature that predated the Civil War.
Okay.
There's a lot of different stories about this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different legends. Native Americans. I know. This isn't based off your notes, but there's different versions from different periods of history about an entity within this area.
But
sorry, Leaf. Go ahead.
I will say this. Yeah, I will say this though about like when you're talking Civil War, you're talking some barbaric shit. So it's like I always think that like I think in the paranormal world there's like residual hauntings, which are not intelligent. It'd be like if you threaded the movie projector every day for 40 fucking years and you died up there, like your energy could still be seen fucking because you just put an imprint of energy in that time.
Yeah, it's like a clip, like a clip of something.
You could walk through it. It's not going to look at you and it's not going to do whatever. Then you have intelligent hauntings. Then those are going to interact with you. And those are demons, whatever the fuck. No one knows. And we won't know till we're dead. And maybe we become one of these. Who knows? But when I definitely believe when torture and trauma and that's putting energy out. And I think that sticks and stays. So you're talking dudes having their fucking legs sawed off. All they can do is like bite down on
There's
a
no
piece of
anesthesia.
whatever.
There's no anesthesia. There's nothing. I mean, a shot of whiskey is all you're going to get. And then the rest is going to be poured on the wound. And then
and they're gonna cut your fucking. They're gonna saw it off, or your brother is fighting on the other side, and you had to fucking kill him, or you see him dead, or like, dude.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like looking down and there's 34,000 fucking dead people around you? Like you blink.
Yeah.
It's some fucked up shit.
So just real quick, like this is someone else's story, so I can't speak to the validity of it. But the lady that told me was not a person that like jokes around and makes stuff up,
like us,
right?
Yeah.
So you reminded me when you were talking about South Park a while ago.
Yeah.
This was my high school girlfriend's mother. She also lived in that area. She said that she would wake up and there would be like 3 or 4 people like just like standing around like looking at her. And she said that she never felt threatened or anything, and they would all just like when she would wake up they would just like kind of turn and like walk away, like walk out of the room or whatever. There was one that that she never saw, but it had I can't remember the details on it, but it had somehow communicated that his name was Kenny. and he
this is before South Park.
Yeah,
and
way before. But they had one of those old like floor radios, and like he would turn that on and like try to tune it, and he would mess with like the thermostat, shit like that.
Yeah, that's what.
And
I'm out.
And then there would be like a period of time where they didn't have any of that, and then they'd be like, Kenny, are you still here? And then like the fucking radio would come on.
Oh my god, dude, they talk to him using his name, bro.
Yeah, no thanks.
Chris was talking about in one of the stories they had told us one time, and we'll go to the story that we all shared, but Justin was talking about he had woken up. It's very similar to what Shadwick just said, but he had woken up like a dark entity was standing over him, and he kind of explained it almost like a succubus type of thing. The dark energy, he could not move. He was seeing this like black kind of mass, and he was trying to scream, and nothing would come out. He couldn't scream. He couldn't talk.
I've done that a lot.
And he didn't know what to do, and it was like he would always say it was like the most scared he'd ever been. But it's kind of similar to that, and he lives very close to where you're talking about, the Chickamauga area there.
Dude, I remember like I'm at his house quite a bit. Like we were in a band together and stuff, and I just remember it was weird too because it was like during the day everything was cool in the house. Like I spent the night over there a few times, and there was a weird energy at night. Like it was just. I don't know what, I can't tell you. And it was definitely downstairs. Downstairs where something was really weird. And
that's where he said it was at.
I wonder why that is. It seems like it's always like a basement.
A basement? Yeah.
Well, this basement, I believe, like, I could be wrong, but I think part of it was underground. So I wonder if maybe something got, if we're going in the paranormal realm, maybe some shit got disturbed. Like maybe, maybe it's something's under there, some mineral or something is kind of a conduit. Like you don't really know, but I want Leaf to go ahead and put a bow on Green Eye so we can talk about it, because I want to talk about this park ranger story.
Right. So I mean, like what we've talked about, like, and I just assume that everybody listening to this podcast has their own stories about their own creepy areas and things that I feel like
please share those.
Yeah, share those, man.
If you want us to read them, we'll read it on our next podcast.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. We'll read your story. And speaking of stories, you should go over to Patreon.
Man, fuck.
Too late. It's happening.
My bottle opener is broke.
Oh, your Deadpool one?
It's haunted, dude. It's old Green Eyes. He broke your bottle opener, bro.
Green Eyes gonna miss you.
He's
now.
gonna miss you.
Smirched his name.
So
Don't
anyway,
say it.
in the midst of this chaos and Shadwick breaking that because his house is apparently haunted, go over to our Patreon account, man. Our Patreon is growing daily. It's the best bang for your buck. You're going to get bonus episodes. You're going to get outtakes. You're going to get previously unreleased episodes.
It's a grower, not a shower.
And most importantly, you're going to be supporting our podcast so we can continue to do more wild things.
Absolutely. The more revenue we can get in this thing, the more we're putting back into this thing. We want to grow this and take it. We want to take it to the moon.
Or the streets.
We want to take it to Mars with Elon Musk's total recall life that he's living. So we're on to you, Elon. We know. We know.
Did you tell me that if y'all got enough views or enough requests that y'all would actually open up an OnlyFans for you guys?
I think Shadwick said that, and yes.
Oh, okay. I'm subscribed when it opens up, just so you guys know.
But for real, check out our Patreon. Again, lots of bonus content on there. If you're into this kind of stuff, we're going to be doing a lot of that on Patreon. If you're into video games, a lot of that on Patreon. If you're into professional wrestling, that's all going to be covered on Patreon. So
nice.
Be sure to go check it out. Patreon.com/BeKindLet's Rewind, or just check our description and notes. So Leaf, back to this.
Like, a lot of people have had their own versions of the story. There's all different kinds. Like of if you ask people in these parts, they'll tell you all different kinds. And this one's important to me. There are some native accounts about the creature, monster, spirit that actually predate the Civil War. One Native American legend states that it's this monstrous creature that has always lived in that area that was disturbed by the violence and the bloodshed, and that it guards the land and the fallen souls appearing like a beastly figure with emerald eyes. And so I think that's important to note, because not everybody sees the same thing when they go there, right? Like, I've had lots of friends tell different kinds of stories. There's stories of ghostly apparitions, and whatnot.
Well,
and what you see can depend on a lot of different
factors. I always heard that it was protecting something. Like, if you started getting too close to whatever it was, then he would show up and run you off.
And also, like, in the paranormal realm, you always hear about, or you see on a lot of these shows, orbs, like these floating orbs, or these could also be which are like we assume balls of energy. We don't fucking know.
That's exactly right. Some people do see orbs. That's not part of the legend. So it's like, when you go to this place, like,
but what I mean, is if you have two orbs floating, then it's
they look like green eyes.
Two eyes, is what I'm saying.
I
meaning it's energy, allegedly.
Right.
Again, we don't know.
Right.
We're not Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures.
Zach Ass Baggins.
Dildo Baggins.
Yeah, dildo Baggins.
But Chris is right. Like, everybody has their own personal story. Some of the most verified stories, one of the most verified stories, in 1976, former park ranger Edward Tenney, while patrolling the park at dawn or near dawn to check on the Civil War reenactors camping near Snodgrass Hill. That's
that's where you're supposed to be. Snodgrass Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. He spotted two glowing green eyes hovering about 7 feet off the ground in the woods. I mean, were there two orbs, like Chris said? Who knows? As he approached, the eyes vanished, leaving him shaken. He later described it as an inexplicable otherworldly presence tied to the site's tragic histories. Often other people report hearing cannon fire, ghostly whispers, and cries of the dying before Green Eyes appears.
So, me and Sean several times went out there, and Shadwick, I'm sure you did too. At night, that was the thing you did, because we didn't have the internet or internet porn really at that point. So
we were bored.
It was in its infancy, so we were looking for ghosts or trim. We knew we're not going to get trim, so you might as well chase ghosts.
Finding ghosts is more the proof of the paranormal, more likely than getting any ass at our young age.
We were looking to get fucked one way or another.
Yeah, either way. So I remember specifically, which is crazy that you have that in your notes. I think it's Snodgrass is like that big open area, right?
Yeah.
And so
yes,
it was always fucking cat and mouse. You'd park your car, go through the woods, because you're basically trying to avoid the park, old man Smitty, the park ranger that I named, right?
Let's caveat this. This is illegal. You were not allowed to go up on the property. Like, we were young.
It's federal property, and it's guarded by the rangers.
And it closes
at night. They patrol it.
You will be arrested.
And they were pretty cool about it. Like, I mean, they did bust us once, but like, I think the time we got busted, we were walking through like Snodgrass Hill. It was me, Sean, I want to say, I don't know who else was there, but I just know it was me and Sean for sure. It was a group, and we split off, and I was walking through Snodgrass Hill, and I fucking heard 2 cannons go off. Swear to God, like, no. And I was like, looked over. I think Sean was next to me, and I was like, did you fucking hear that? And he's like, no. And I was like, I just heard 2 cannons go off. And there's like no, and that's funny that that's in your notes, because I definitely heard that shit.
Yeah.
And I know one
That's
time,
crazy.
I know we ended up parking, like, our homeboy Ronnie, like, he had a relative near there that we could park and then walk to the battlefield.
Yeah.
Right. So now we no longer have a car there. So the Rangers don't know we're there. So now we can get shot, I guess. So I remember us walking there, though, and there's something watching you in the woods. Like when you're on a trail or you're on the road, like you could feel it. And even when we were going back, we all looked over one time. I think Justin was with us, and
that was
and he saw fucking green eyes, and and I think too, what's crazy is I don't think he knew what green eyes was. Like he told us what he saw, and we were like, that's green eyes. Like, holy shit. Like, but he got back to he was the one driving, and he drove fucking like 70 miles an hour through the battlefield.
Bonkers.
And we're like, dude, slow the fuck down. Like he was like legit freaking the fuck out, and we're like, what did you see? Like, calm the fuck down. And we would go back time after time. Sean, do you got a couple stories on that one?
Well, I'll add to that. The story that you're talking about, that was a time we had walked in. Justin had actually driven that time. I think it was you, me, Justin, and I want to say it was Ronnie.
Yeah.
I think Ronnie was with us. But we decided to go out there. We were ducking the park police, the park rangers. You and I had kind of split up, and we were hiding in a section of the woods there. We all met back up, and we're walking. I don't even remember what road it was, but we were walking back down a road, and you and I were walking together, and it was like Justin and Ronnie were behind us, and I can remember Ronnie or you had looked back, and Justin was just standing there looking at the woods, and he just says, run.
Yeah.
And he's like freaking out. And of course, when we hear run, we don't know what it is. So we're taking off.
Run, yeah.
And I mean, we sprint back to his car, and I mean, we're booking it. And I specifically remember Justin has pissed himself. Yeah. And he might counter that, but he actually pissed himself.
We're just going to go ahead and accept that as lore.
Yeah. Allegedly.
But what he described is he said that he thought what he had seen was like a deer in the woods. That's what he thought he saw. And he was looking at it because it was dark. And he said whatever it was stood up, and he could see its eyes. And then it like started coming at him, and that's like when he yelled at us to run.
Tall, right? Like he
said it was like I mean, I think he said it was like close to 7 feet tall, something like that. Don't quote me on that.
And again, like I said, he wasn't really.
I didn't see it.
He really wasn't abreast to green eyes or whatever. The Chadwick, you got any battlefield stories for this?
I remember a story about. Well, it was told to me by a guy that was, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years older. And again, when it's someone else's story, I don't want to speak to the validity of it.
Sure.
But just knowing the people and knowing that it would be completely out of character for them to be bullshitting about stuff.
Right.
He told a story about how he and 2 or 3 of his friends had gone out there at night, and I don't know what part of the park it was, but like deep in the woods, and they found this a big hole, and it had ladder rungs like nailed to the wall, and you could like crawl down into
it.
And wow. And said that they went, or one guy went down, 10 feet or so, and they had a flashlight, and he was shining down, and he could not see the bottom of it.
Fuck that.
So, and one of the rungs was like loose.
Yeah.
So he went back up. It's like, let's just come back in the morning. Like, we'll bring some rope and stuff, whatever. And according to the guy that told me, they came back the next day, and that thing was like concreted over.
Huh.
That's fucking weird.
I mean, that sounds like bullshit. Again, that's just
I'll tell the most fucked up one, and I got to check with our homeboy Ronnie if he wants us out there or not. But it's in here now. So anyway, me and Ronnie, I had an old Jeep Cherokee that I'd bought that I just got swindled on. By the way, it just fucking died 2 years after I bought it.
After your Daytona,
you got swindled when you bought a Jeep Cherokee.
I forgot about that Daytona.
I was dumb. Bought it from a friend of a friend, and I was like, "That's a good deal." Anyway, so me and him are like after the movie theater one night. Everybody, like, sometimes this would happen. Like after the movie theater, like say Sean's got plans, doing whatever, Leaf's doing something, whatever.
Pounding that puss.
not us, right?
Not us.
It wasn't me.
Not us, buddy. So
I wish.
Me and Ronnie are just like, dude, you just want to go to the battlefield? And we're like, yeah. And so we drove out to the battlefield. We went to the tower. And there's a tower out there. And there was this lore that if you flashed your lights 3 times, this lady is supposed to come down from the tower and open this door. Because it had a gate, because I guess somebody had actually fallen out of it or something at one point. So there's a gate that's locked.
Yeah, apparently my parents said because I was such a fan of Superman when I was a kid, we got up there and I tried to jump.
Because you were possessed by the fucking woman.
Maybe.
I mean, and knowing you now, you're susceptible to women. So we
women.
Yeah, we get out there, and Ronnie is like, I don't know, he's got stones, and he's like, I'm just gonna get out of the car. You do the shit. I'm gonna go stand next to there and see like what happens. And I was like, okay. And so my headlights are on. We know also too, we got a limited amount of time because the fucking security guards eventually, park rangers are gonna drive by. So yeah, we know this is a short stay. So I turn the car off, like, turn your battery on where you got your lights on. I flash it 3 times. We wait. He's out of the car, so he's kind of walking towards, and then my fucking light die. And I was like, that's weird. And so, like, I try to turn them back on, and I can't. And then I'm trying to crank, like, the car, and it's not coming on. And then Ronnie is white as a fucking sheet, walking back to me. I finally get it to crank, and I was like, what happened? And he's like, go. Just go. And as I turn on and fucking the lights finally come on, we get that fucking gate opened. That gate just like,
really?
And it was open without him. He wasn't near it. It just fucking opened, and we were like, nope, that's it. Good night. Like,
you know what? You asked me if I had a story, and I completely forgot until you start talking about it. I think there's like I'm going to say it's an optical illusion, because we did the same thing, and we were sitting in the car. None of us got out, but we were just like slightly to the right of being like center with the door.
Yeah.
We flashed our lights, and then it looked like a woman was inside the tower behind the gate with like a white dress on.
Okay.
But that's like with the lights flashing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the way it's like reflecting off the rock or something.
Maybe. And to me, we didn't see any of that shit. I didn't see a woman. I didn't see shit. I saw that fucking gate was open, and that gate sure as shit was closed when we started, because I could see it with my lights. And that car, as shitty as it was, the transfer case went up. That's what fucked me on it. But it wasn't the battery or the alternator. I never had any battery issues ever. I tried to recreate that, like back at my apartment or at the movie theater, over and over again, trying to be like, okay, so if I have it on battery for a certain amount of time, it's just going to automatically kill, and it's just going to never happen again. It was not explained. That door opening, though, with my own eyes, did I see that one? Mine, and then Ronnie's not super spooked easy on stuff like that, and he was like fucking white, and he was like, go. That's all he would say. He got in the car, he's like, go.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
And to piggyback off of like what Shadwick said, they one of the legends is of like a lady in white that's in the fields there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Leaf is probably going to talk about that or bring that up. But it's one of the legends that's in the battlefield, is a lady in white looking for the dead Confederate or soldier, her husband.
Yeah.
That's our family member.
I didn't mention it because there's so many like I could go into.
Goosebumps, you said that.
And there's actually so many of those. And one of the prominent ones is of a lady in white who is searching for her beloved who is long passed on the battlefield, assuming that he was one of the victims. And she allegedly never did find him. So she eternally does search for him. That is part of one of the lore in this area, and there's more.
Yeah,
I would love for BCon Let's Rewind in October one year to just fucking let's get with the park ranger and be like,
let's do it.
Let's just go fucking live, baby. Like we're gonna record some shit. We're gonna hang out. And he's just like, you guys just got drunk for 4 hours and passed out. And I'm like, yeah, but it's good content.
She don't know.
Like, y'all didn't even say anything. Y'all just got drunk and passed out.
I'm like, did Chadwick still look pretty?
I'm like, why is my ass so sore then?
And I'm just like, oh, yes.
All right, so
this was my time.
Sean's like, oh.
Leaf, you have any personal stories?
I mean, I do. I mean, for the sake of time, I'm gonna.
That doesn't involve firewater.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, never mind then.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
Leaf, you got one. I don't know if if your wife's in earshot, but you don't want to talk about that one?
No,
Okay.
we're good. We're good.
I want you to
was
talk
it about finger blasting some chicks.
Yeah, her name was Marilyn.
Is she right there?
Do I remember? It's the question.
So much ectoplasm.
After years of alcohol, do I remember it correctly? Is the question.
It's so sticky.
Which
the ghost is so gooey.
Dude,
which story are you referring to?
I'm talking about the fever dream that may not have been a fever dream. Do you remember that one?
I do. Yeah.
Let's hear it, man.
So, I had a roommate at the time. Right?
You know what his name was?
His name was Old Jack.
Old Jack.
Old Jack.
I know Old Jack.
I got a roommate, Old Jack, who is a little particular when it comes to strangers.
Oh, yeah. Well, no problem.
Old Jack's an odd duck, I tell you.
He's a bit of an odd duck, if I'm not mistaken.
Black eyes.
Yeah, and this is sort of strange, but maybe you other divorcees can identify with this. Okay, so I have like 3 rooms in my house. I had one roommate who lived in one room. I had the master bedroom, which was larger than the other rooms, and I had like sort of like a spare bedroom. After my divorce, I don't know. It was just weird. I didn't feel like sleeping in the master bedroom. Like it's I don't know. It felt weird.
Yeah.
It felt strange. And so I would often sleep in the spare bedroom, which on this strange sort of auspicious night, I decided to do. My roommate was in the room across the hallway from mine. And so I had been feeling really ill, like really sick. And so on this night, I'm not exactly sure I was even running a fever, but I had taken some medicine. I didn't feel good, and I go to lie down, and I'll never forget this. My dog, I have an Irish setter, right? Like she jumps up, she's always sleeping on my legs, right? Like all the time, because obviously they don't move, right? Like she just lays on them. So she's like laying on my legs as usual.
She's chewing on them.
Yeah, she's gnawing on them. She's used to the no matter where I sleep,
right.
She's used to sleeping like with me. She jumps up on the bed, and so we're preparing for bed. And I lie down, and I sort of just like toss and turn. And I remember, I dozed a little bit, and I look over and I see this thing. It was small. Almost like dwarf elf-like, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it was the most horrific moment in my life because I remember it had like long fingers, man, and it like this. And I remember it was sort of just like kind of like going across the room. And I remember being like, looking like I'm absolutely tripping right now, right? Like, right. And I sit up, or I lean up, and it's still there. And when you see things, you just adjust
like
your
blink
vision.
your eyes and shit.
Yeah. And so I kind of lean up and I see it, and I still see it. And then I sit up, and it turns and like looks at me, and it's this thing.
Yeah.
And like I completely sit up, and it's still there. It's still there. Like I saw it as vividly as anything else. And I remember my dog is just like frozen, like staring in that direction.
What does its face look like?
The best that I could describe to you, it was a demon. It had horns that like sort of like curled around. It was
really,
yes. And I remember yelling at it because I mean your fight or flight instinct sort of kicks in.
Yeah, dude, sure.
And I was like, what are you? And I remember it was already looking at me, and it like gets lower as if just like, I don't know what it's gonna do, if it's gonna attack or anything. And like I'm yelling. And then I remember, like, I grabbed my wheelchair to get in because, like, I'm gonna fight this thing.
Fuck it, yeah.
That's the kind of person I am. And I remember as I grabbed my chair, I look, and it just like sort of like swirling darkness sort of envelops it, and it's just gone. It's gone. It's immediately gone. So I jump into my wheelchair like quickly, right? I'm still a young buck at this point. I'm probably 30 years old. You know what I mean? I know people who's 30 are laughing, but I mean,
wait till you get to your 40s,
45.
bro.
Yeah, just wait, guys.
Shut up, idiots.
Yeah.
So I jump in the chair and I start tearing my room to shreds. And I'm literally yelling at the top of my lungs, where are you? I'm like turning over like chairs and desks. I'm ripping this place apart. And I remember my roommate never comes to check on me, by the way, which is Chris's favorite part of the story.
He was vigorously masturbating in the room next door. He's like, keep screaming.
What does he say the next day?
Later on in the morning. So it ends, right? And I remember like I was sweating and I'm like looking around. I'm like, okay. And I had to like, sweat. And I'm just like, I'm feverish. Like I'm literally hallucinating. It's what I told myself. I was like, this didn't happen. This did not happen. Right? Like this thing was not creeping across my room. It wasn't looking around.
It's not real.
It didn't stare at me. This is not real.
Yeah, it's Fugazi.
It's
not fucking real.
Yeah. I go to bed the next morning. I felt embarrassed. I was like, I had a night terror or something, and I was like to my roommate, I was like, you didn't like hear anything, and he was like, oh no, I heard. He was like, I was like, what did you hear? He was like, you yelling and destroying your room. and I started laughing. I said, you weren't concerned? And he was like, at first I was like, maybe I should check on him, but then I thought, he'll be all right. So I was battling a demon in my room. My roommate was sitting across the hallway.
He just like, funk.
Well,
It flashes over to his room and he's in front of his mirror with his wiener tucked between his legs.
Yeah,
It's like, fuck me. Unfuck me hard.
Well,
shut up, Leaf.
So let's stay on this topic. Chris, I know you had a sleep paralysis type dream too.
Yeah. Actually, what's fucked up is if Leaf, if this lines up correctly, were you in your childhood bedroom when this happened?
Yes, I was. I was in. And so here's the funny part about that. Very, very quickly before you tell your story, my brother and I had. So originally, this was my sister's room. Right, my brother. Like I have two siblings, an older sister and a younger brother. And when we were living, I grew up in my child's home. Purchased it when I got originally married from my parents. And so my sister eventually got married and moved out. She's, like I said, she's about 6-7 years older than me. So for those of you who watch the podcast, so when she moved out, that was my room. That was my childhood, teenage room. Growing up, my brother took the room across the hallway, which became my roommate's room. So yes, to answer your question, this was like, for all intents and purposes, after my brother and I no longer shared a room, this was my room.
And that's where I lived when I moved in with you for, I don't remember, how long was I there? Was it even a year?
It may have been a year.
It was brief.
It was, but it was a lot of fun. Actually, it was to facilitate. I think Sean, didn't you move in you traded spots with me at one point at the apartment I was in. Anyway, there was this whole, like, our friend group is pretty fucking tight, and we're moving shit to help everybody out. And there was a chance me and Sean were actually going to move to Salt Lake City during that crazy fucking time. So
you actually asked me if I'd be interested in going too, and I was like,
yeah, Leaf was going to sell his house and fucking bounce. So how life would have been different. Never would have fucking met Shadwick. Chadwick's like, I'd be hanging by my neck in my fucking closet. Almost got leave. So anyway, so your room, your childhood room, which I was in all the fucking time as kids when we were growing up playing video games and shit, was where I stayed. And I remember the first dream I had in that fucking room was one night I was sitting there, I was asleep, and I rolled over, and there was a spider that was like, I don't know, probably like 3 feet, like circumference or whatever.
Big.
It was massive.
Yeah, you told me
and
it was
I
massive.
freaked the fuck out because I saw it was that thing. You wake up, you look at the wall, you look at the wall, you look at the wall, and it's still there. And then I like freak out, turn the lights on, basically like Leaf did. I'm tearing the room apart because I'm like, this fucking giant spider's in here, and nothing. Right?
Were you terrified of spiders? Like when you were awake, was that something that you were really fearful of?
Not really, but like in my dreams.
I've never known Chris to have arachnophobia, but he's like most normal people. Like nobody wants a spider in or around them, right? Like you're just.
It's always in my dreams. It's all in my dreams. Spiders and snakes terrify me. Like it's only like if I see a snake in real life. Sean, I think, was with me a few times when I was drunk as shit and picked up like baby snakes. They were probably baby copperheads doing my Steve Irwin impression when I was just hammered walking somewhere.
He's really angry now.
Yeah,
I was really angry.
Stick my finger up his ass. That's really going to piss him off.
That was really dumb. I'm pretty sure it was a baby copperhead.
Is there like a context to like your childhood rooms having some sort of energy too, or some sort of paranormal something?
I don't think so because because whenever I was in his room as a kid, like we'd have sleepovers and shit all the time. I don't know what happened. The only thing
there was nothing in our home before that moment that I had my sort of interaction before either. And like this gives credence very quickly to the theory that potentially these, if you believe in spirits and ghosts, that they attach themselves to people, not places and things.
Well, and also
that makes sense.
Let's be honest, right? So this is right after your divorce.
Yeah.
This is like, and this is very short order when I move in with you.
Goddamn evil succubus.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You better kick your ass.
And so like, I was so I had the spider dream in that room. And so like, again, like I said, this was probably when you had that dream where you saw that shit and I started seeing stuff was in a year of each other.
It was not. Yeah, it was 6 months to a year. If that.
And so then like my girlfriend at the time comes over and I have this fucking dream where there's this black entity flying around and it's trying to possess someone in the bed. So I cover her up and it possesses me. And then I cast the demon out. And then this happens 2 or 3 times. And then so by the 3rd time, it's very easy for me in the dream to cast out the demon. It's, like video game, right? Like you're good at it. And I remember I said, I don't want you. I want the one that sent you. And I went fucking ice cold, terrified, paralyzed, basically meaning like I want the fucking devil. And I went completely fucking stiff. I couldn't move. And then finally like woke up and then was like, well, I guess I'm not going to sleep for 4 days now. So... But it was in that same fucking room. And then after that is when I got back into reading the Bible. Bible was in the room again and everything fucking went away.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there was a guy that I worked with up until just about 6 months ago. And we were having a conversation kind of like this, just like swapping stories, whatever. And I told him that story about you, the way you had told it to me about like that kind of a dark cloud, vapor thing, and how it, once you like denied it, it kind of like bolted away from you and swirled around the room. And so I was telling him that, and he just like went completely fucking white and was like visibly shaking. And he's like, I had that exact thing happen about 2 months ago.
Jeez, yeah.
And
if you look it up online, there's a lot of people that have had that, and you've had something similar to that, have you not?
Not exactly. Mine was I was married to my son's egg donor at the time.
Yeah. Speaking of evil entities.
Yeah, no shit. But she was in the living room, and I had gone on to bed, and I didn't have a nightstand on my side of the bed, so I would always just have my cell phone like tucked under my pillow, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and just like pull my phone out like to check the time to see how much longer I had to sleep or whatever,
which is never enough.
Right?
Nope, not now.
But this night, I do that. I pull the phone out, and then like before I hit the button to turn it on, I see this reflection in the glass of this like demon that's like over my shoulder, and it's like I can see its face, and it's kind of like it's got that evil like smile, you know?
Yeah.
But it kind of looked like a burn victim, like it was
right.
It was red and like real shiny, and I just absolutely could not move. I couldn't make any noise. I was trying to scream, and it was when it came out, it was like this really like dull groan, you know? And like that was probably one of the most terrifying moments of my life. And I finally woke up, and I was like, God, like what, you know, what is that? Is that a dream? Whatever. I roll on my back, and I guess I go back to sleep. But in my mind, I'm still awake. And I start feeling something at the foot of the bed going underneath the sheets, and I can see like I can see its form under the sheets sliding up toward me, and it's whatever it was like scratching the outsides of my legs as it was like coming up.
Yeah.
And again, same thing. Couldn't scream, couldn't move, and then like, you know, finally like something releases or whatever. I get up, I go in the living room, and I ask her like, did you come in here a minute ago? Like, are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh God. Whatever. But I mean, absolutely like terrifying. And I've had similar experiences since then, and it's always that same like burn victim look.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
Like I don't know, man. Like it's crazy that like, Leaf, did you see a color on the thing that you saw?
Yeah, it was red. It was like
fucked up.
I mean, it was like it was like lava burned red. And I mean, like, I think that was one of the things that made me just be like I remember I was like wiping my eyes, right? Like trying to like clear it out, because I was like, okay, this is a pile of clothes. This is what, you know what I mean? Like the normal shit you would always do, because for those of you who know me, Chris obviously knows me the longest. Like I'm a skeptic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like we like, I don't know if we're gonna get to it, right? It's up to Chris and you guys. We had instances in the movie theater where we all worked together, Sean, Chris, and I. And like I was the one you just like didn't bring into the theater, because if you brought me, it was gonna be nothing. Like nothing was gonna happen. Like I remember our friend, we called him Flash.
Flash.
I love you, Flash.
Gordon. Yeah, his last name was Gordon. Flash Gordon. We called him Flash. He was like, dude, you got to come in here. I swear, you're gonna hear whispers and all the creepy stuff. And like, it got to the point where he was just like, bro, like I don't even want you here. He was like,
not
you
fun when you're here.
He goes, it's not fun when you're here, because like nothing ever happens, because I was such an insane skeptic. And it's like what I was talking about at the beginning of the podcast. Like, I feel like sometimes like what you accept, what you let in, has an influence on what you see and what happens.
I 100% agree with that.
But I think with you too, like, let's not skate over the fact that you're uber religious for your entire life. So in that point in time in the movie theater when we're doing all this shit, you're the dude that's in church every Sunday.
Yep.
You're the
Every
dude
Sunday.
that's like
Wednesday too.
So you're still, so, you know, if we're going on the power of religion and power of God, you're probably not an entity that
they're gonna mess with.
Right. Or, you know, they like, so to segue to the movie theater, and we'll end kind of on this shit, unless Shadowk has anything else to add after this. But like, we worked at the movie theater in Chattanooga. We worked at Winsong, and we brought in a Ouija board because that's smart.
I swear to God, dude.
And we used to fuck with that Ouija board a lot until like so I remember one of the ones too, like, so I saw like on these ghost hunter shows you watch and shit, like where they're filming, they're like talking about bangs and stuff like that, and that's what we would hear. It would we would be up in the bootha, and it would tell us to go to a theater, to an auditorium. They're all numbered 1 through 10. Be like, go to number 9. We'd go in number 9, and I remember like you put your hands on this board, it's moving, and it said there was one light on in that fucking auditorium because it was at night. We're closed. There's one light where you walk in, and that's where we were. And it kept saying, turn off the light. And we're like, we're not going to turn this light off. And then it said, turn off light. Like, it kept spelling turn off light. And we were like, no. And when we said no, I think the third time you just heard thud underneath the fucking auditorium screen. And we were like, of course, we like got up and ran.
Oh, it was runtime, yeah.
And then I do believe that we used it upstairs. 2 stories I'll tell that I'll end with the one that was at Northgate, because me and Sean, I think we truly believe that building is definitely fucking haunted.
Oh, I think so, yeah, for sure.
But the one that was the most fucked up with the Ouija board, where I was like, I'm not touching a Ouija board again, was our friend, will go unnamed, I'll stand next to him. People have their hands on the board.
This freaks me out.
Yeah, and so he's not even talking. Like, me and him are just standing and watching like people on the board, and they were like, "Do you know anybody here?" And it does his initials, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" So of course, like, there's like 10 of us up there, maybe, and everybody's like, "Ooh," and then it just goes. It starts spelling out these letters, and we're like, "What the fuck is that?" And it's spelling out over and over again, and it increasingly gets more violent. Die baby, die baby, die baby. And he turns white, and he just fucking walks off. And I was like, dude, what the fuck's going on? So I walked with him outside, and I was like, you okay? And like, one of his ex-girlfriends had just like had an abortion or some shit, and he had told no one knew about that shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, when that happened, I was like, yeah, I'm not putting my hands on that shit anymore. Because also I did notice whenever I did put my hands on that, I would have fucked up dreams, like nonstop, like when I was like at home sleeping and stuff. Like, it was that it for you? Was that moment where you were like, I'm done with this forever? Because I know a lot of times you were just like, we've been playing with this, we've been doing that. Like, you and I were obviously friends then, and I'm just like, you never would touch it. You were like, fuck that thing, and I was like, nope. And then
we usually did it up the stairs too in the booth, so that's why he couldn't touch it.
Yeah, also I couldn't if I wanted to,
because there were stairs.
There were stairs there.
If you invited me to the handicap accessible demonology session, maybe I'd have came. You think about that?
We moved to this theater that's, I think it's now, I don't know what the fuck it is now.
It's like a Marshall's or something like that.
Anyway, it's in Northgate for people who live in Chattanooga. It was a movie theater, but we always knew that there was it used to be a 2-plex, and then it got built onto. Those 2 auditoriums, there was this energy in them. And if you walked them
the
in the
original
dark,
ones.
It was fucking bad. And I mean, even Sean, when we were texting about this episode, he was like, when you're a projectionist up there, you would thread those projectors and get the fuck out of there, because it was just this weird energy up there.
Yeah.
Well, I actually talked to some girl that worked there when it was a 2-plex, like later on in life, and she was there when they had like somebody died in the fucking theater, like, and they had to like call the ambulance and get them out of there and all this shit like that. So that was the one where, Sean, I think your hands were on the Ouija board for this one. It was the last time we used it, I think. And it tells us to go upstairs, which it always did. And it told us to look at a certain projector. And I wasn't even on the Ouija board, but me and the other person that were up there looked. It was like, look at number 3. We looked, because they're all numbered 1 through 6 or 7. And so we looked at number 3. And all of my hair just I didn't see anything. I just got fucking ice cold. Everybody that's hands were on the board, like, y'all froze, right? Or like felt a shock. And then like we all just fucking ran downstairs, like, and it was like one of those where like you don't shake it for like 5 days. So for anyone at home that wants to fuck with a Ouija board, don't.
Seriously, don't.
Like, don't ever. Like, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Hasbro, dude.
No.
What?
But it's kind of like it's meant to call entities. It's meant to go into dark places. Even if it's a Hasbro board, it's built to do summonings like that. And whether you believe it or not, I mean, it's just one of those things that it can bring in entities like that. And just to give Chris some context with that, the Northgate projection booth, you'd walk up the set of stairs, and the projection booth's really dark. If you haven't ever worked in it, it's really, really, really dark already. So that makes the atmosphere kind of creepy. But the old section was separated from the new section of the movie theater by like kind of a small room. And the old section of the booth where the projectors were in the back side of the theater or the booth. And so you had to walk through this kind of like really dark, dim lit room into a small hallway with 2 projectors, and it was pitch black. And I can tell you, every single time I was in that area by myself, and you know, we talked about the Bell Witch and stuff like that, and a vibe and a feeling. I had a worse feeling in that section when I was like by myself than I did going into a cave, haunted cave by myself.
In the cave in like upper like northern.
But I mean, but that's the thing is like we also were actively like fucking poking with shit, and I forgot the kicker. The day before we used the Ouija board at Northgate, there was an assistant manager that hadn't been there for a couple of years, and he randomly shows up and said, "I left my Bible in the office. Let me go get that." No shit. And then he went and got his Bible, and then that's when like all this shit started. Like that night was the night we started fucking using the Ouija board and shit, and we were like, because we kept talking about doing it, never did it, and it was just fucking weird that day that dude showed up, and I was like, okay, so.
All right, you guys want to hear one more?
One more, man,
let's hear it.
and we'll wrap it up.
All right,
I'm looking for Ray Finkel and a new pair of shorts.
Yeah,
laces out.
So,
Dan.
So my son has a half sister. She's about a year and a half older than him. When we were all living together, she was 3, 4 maybe when this happened. He maybe younger than that. I don't know. But we had baby monitors in each of the kids' room, and you know, in the base we'd move around. We'd have it like in our bedroom or in the living room, whatever. But we would hear rocking chair in the middle of the night.
Nope.
And we well, I don't mean for this to go long, but let me just preface this real quick. We heard her in the middle of the night, the little girl, talking, like carrying on a conversation. It was like 3:30 in the morning, something like that. And we go in there, and she had this little lamp that was always on. And we walk in her room, and she's sitting straight up in her bed. And like her bed was like, you know how you do with the kids, like it's like tucked into the corner, so there's only one way off the bed. We're standing there, me and her mom, standing at the edge of the bed, and she's like kind of in a trance. She's just like sitting there, and we're like, "Who are you talking to?" And she's like, "I want to watch him." And we're like,
"Nope."
Like, who are you talking about, honey? And she points up between us, like to the corner, like the ceiling.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I want to watch him." Wow. And then her eyes roll back in her head, and she's like, falls back, and she's like dead asleep.
Oh hell
Jesus.
no, dude!
That's scary as shit, man.
Yeah, so that's when like it started. But then we would hear like the rocking chair in her room. We would hear it over the baby monitor.
Fuck.
And so, well, hold on. So we went in there one night when we were hearing that, and it was actually picking up someone else's
baby monitor?
frequency,
Okay.
like a neighbor or whatever, because we heard the lady like like talking to the baby or whatever.
Gotcha.
So like that makes sense, whatever.
Yeah.
So one evening, it was wintertime. I know because it had already gotten dark at like 6:30. I was home alone. I was in the basement. Where now all the bedrooms were like upstairs, but it was one of those where like there was an open stairwell that went down to the basement, like right from the living room. But I had my home office downstairs. I'm working on the computer, and I hear that damn rocking chair. The baby monitor, the receiver was in the living room upstairs, so I hear that squeaking, and I'm trying to work, and it's just bugging me. So I go upstairs, and the little girl had it's like a little princess castle thing. It was also in the living room. It was one of those deals like it had a big tower in the middle, and it was surrounded by like smaller towers. If you hit the big one in the middle, the other ones would like rotate and play music and light up and shit. So I walk past that. I'm still hearing that rocking chair. I go into the bedroom, and the baby monitor was unplugged. So it's doing that. Yeah, dude, it's doing the rocking, squeaking sound right up to the point to I walk into the room, and then it stops, and then I see that it's like unplugged and off, whatever. So the hair stands up on my arms. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I walk back into the living room, and right as I'm passing, that fucking castle goes off and starts spinning and playing music, whatever. Yeah, pretty much. Dude,
holy shit!
I almost hit the fucking ceiling.
Yeah, dude, I don't blame you. We probably need to break that up with a. All right, so now we've cleansed everything we've just done. That's what you have to do with the Ouija board. You have to close it before you fucking turn it off. So, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. It's October, man, so we got to get a little spooky here. I think we added enough fuckery to this.
Just for context, because I'm going to send this file to you. I don't know if you guys mess with Grok at all, but it has a new image generator.
Yeah.
And I just typed in the description of the fucking demon that was looking over my shoulder.
Fucking demon?
And
a fucking demon.
I don't know if you guys saw me, but I was like wiping my eyes a few minutes ago because it turned out something that was fucking exactly what I saw.
Wow.
Yeah,
holy shit.
I'm gonna send it to you. And,
send it over in Discord, man.
It's fucking
I want to see it.
I want to see if it matches his too.
Get him out of here, dude.
And
I don't want to see it.
You should describe yours, Leaf.
I'm out. That's in the past. I'm moved on, guys.
He's out. He's done.
I'm out.
So, guys, thanks for joining us for this. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit up our Patreon. Be sure to buy some merch. Hey, dude, tees $19.99 now. Go buy a fucking tee with this sweet logo before we change it and make a new one. So, and guys, with that, we'll take it over to our Norm Macdonald clip of the week.
An intoxicated man was decapitated by a moving subway train this week after he fell off the platform while trying to show off for a woman he didn't know. The stunt worked. The two will be married in June.